All right, let's go. In this part, I'm going to be talking about a conversation I had with my sister. When me and my sister are in private, we have never addressed my aunt as such, so you will hear me address her as D. After my sister visited the Social Security building, she called me at my aunt's house. I was the only one home with my grandmother. She asked me if I knew Dee was getting a check for us for the last 7 years. I asked her what she was talking about. She said, "Do you know she was getting a check for us?" I said, "No, that is impossible because she has made it a point for the last 7 years to tell us that we are not getting a check and that we have to make our own way, that she is the one supporting us." So apparently, from what my sister tells me, when requesting her Social Security, she explained to them what happened, that she was no longer living with my aunt and that my aunt would not give her the Social Security card. At that time, they told my aunt that if she was no longer living there, who would be collecting the check that she was getting. So after I got off the phone with my sister, I was very confused. I couldn't understand for the life of me if this was true or what. My aunt had brainwashed me so much into believing that we should just be lucky to be alive and that we should just be lucky to be in her house. That I didn't know what to believe. I always thought that the people in my family did not like me because of who my dad was. So I always thought, well, I should just change the things about me that is my dad. So change my last name. People always thought that I was a liar, so I stopped talking. They thought I was the weird sad girl, so I tried to be happy all the time. I completely changed myself just so that I could be loved in a house because I felt like I was such a burden, because that's how my aunt made me feel, like I was a burden. That night, my sister called my aunt, and I don't remember my aunt admitting to it, but I remember her not denying it. Although my sister was living with her best friend, she still tried to tell my sister that she was going to continue to keep the checks in her name. When my sister threatened to sue her, that's when she let go of the reins. And when my aunt realized I wasn't worth the trouble the money was bringing in, she threw me away like a piece of trash.